Hey guys, in today's video I'm going to talk about why poker is a game of showing up. Now my name's Adam Carmichael, I'm a mindset performance coach. I work specifically with professional poker players to give them that winner's edge at the tables. Now what I see is those who are excelling in poker, those who are getting ahead, those who are having the success they want are the ones who get used to showing up. Now poker's tough, sometimes you're going to be on downswings, variance is going to hit you and you're not going to want to put the work in, you're going to want to take days off, you're going to struggle to sit down and take another beating after you've had 3 or 4 days of really bad variance. Now you need to get past the short-term nature of your results and learn to just show up, put your hours in the grinding, put your hours into studying, and realize every session you do, every hour you dedicate to poker, you're learning your craft, you're mastering your craft, you're getting better at it. Now, as long as your hours aren't mindless hours and you're showing up clicking buttons, as long as you're focused, you're paying attention, you're learning, the more you can put in, the better. So a lot of poker players are either too much of a perfectionist, they think too much about, if I'm not playing perfectly, I quit my session. If I make a few mistakes, I'm quitting. Or they feel too attached to their short-term results. So results aren't going their way, they'll be like, I'm done, I'm not playing through this storm of variance. Now, you need to get past that. You need to realize, okay, all that matters, not all that matters, but a big part of success in poker is consistently putting those hours in. Consistently, over and over, showing up day in, day out. Now, what you need to do is realize, at the moment, what you're doing, you can always do more. So like say you're doing 5 hours right now a day, your goal should be to increase that if you want to have more success than what you're having. So I'm going to use the assumption that you watching this video right now, perhaps you're not quite at 100% of your capacity. You feel like, you know what, I can do more. I would like to do more. I'd like to achieve more in poker. I'd like to make more money. So let's use that as the assumption. If that's the case, you need to find ways to, how can you show up more? What's your current capacity for work ethic? What's your current capacity for sitting down and playing poker? And what stops you? So I guarantee you, 2 of the things that normally get in the way of your volume of the players I work with is generally attachment to short-term results, so being like, oh my god, I'm losing, can't play, or being too much of a perfectionist. Being a perfectionist is, there's no place in poker for perfection. I know it's a good trait, I know it helps you get better, exceed, but it stops you from putting in volume. So you need to find a way to, how can I, if I could just show up over and over, if I could be one of those guys who's a bit of a machine, who just takes a beat in, just gets back up and just shows up, puts those hours in, you don't even need to be nothing special. You'll learn the game so much quicker than the guys who you go on binges on YouTube every time things get bad. So you need to be one of those guys who builds up that tolerance and realize that success in poker is probably 80% showing up. Now, if you're showing up and you're paying attention and you're focusing, we're learning machines. Like humans adapt, we learn strategies, we can pick things up. You'll probably have the success you want in poker just by showing up. Now, that's a super powerful thing because I think a lot of people overcomplicate life, they overcomplicate poker and they think, how do I learn this strategy? How do I play this hand perfectly? What's the max possible EV in this spot? If I don't know this answer, I can't possibly play right now. And they overcomplicate something where, yes, that stuff's important, but the #1 foundation, I'm a big believer in the 80-20 principle where you want 80% of the benefits from 20% of the kind of approach, and I think the showing up is everything. So if you guys want more success in poker, find a way to show up. Find a way to just sit down, put your bum in the chair, and get better. Now, how do you do that? The first thing you do is get past short-term results, so don't let variance affect you. And the second is to let yourself off the hook a bit when you're not playing your 100% best. So don't be a perfectionist, sorry. Make sure when you are making mistakes, yes, you note them down. Yes, you try to learn from them, but you keep going with that session. You keep going with that session. So sometimes you got to take the hard choice. The hard choice is generally sitting down and keep playing through a bad stretch. And you need to realize that you're going to want to take the easy option. You're going to want to quit sessions. When you're on a bad downswing, you're going to want to cut your volume short. You're going to want to stop studying. You're going to want to maybe go out with your friends a bit more. But you need to realize, like, if you want to have the success you want in poker, you've got to learn to show up. So are you showing up right now? I want to ask you that question. Are you showing up right now enough? And if not, what stops you from showing up? So have a little think about this. Hopefully this video has been thought-provoking. So what stops you showing up? Is it you don't schedule your time enough? Is it you get distracted by social media? Is it that you struggle with variance? Is it that you're too much of a perfectionist? There's generally a reason that stops you showing up enough. And if you want to get ahead in poker, like take the pressure off. Like don't overcomplicate stuff. Don't like be too much of a perfectionist. Just go, okay, this crazy guy online says, if I could keep showing up over and over, if I'm paying attention and focusing and not just mindfully showing up, I'm going to get good enough to beat the games I'm playing and I'm going to get ahead with what I'm doing. So hope you guys got some value from this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a like and drop a comment below with any questions that you might have and I'll get back to you as soon as I can.